Welcome back, everybody. This is Bedcoins. We have a comprehensive update to go over. If you haven't been paying attention, you live under a rock, etc., etc. We hit 124,500 this past week, and we came right back down off of that. As you can see, the nasty wick that that happened from there. Um, Currently, what we're looking at, what is actually going on. If we take a Fibonacci pull from, I like to show everybody, I like to redo it if it helps somebody learn. Pull from the very top, and then we're pulling from this level here, right? From the very bottom level. That's our local level. If we're saying bullish, which we've just been making nothing but higher highs, higher lows over the course of time. You would have had to been patient during this time. Then you would, let's see, why does it look like that? Okay, so we broke through that. Then you would have noticed that when we're stair stepping, it's very bullish, right? So it seems like we're making a pattern off of even going back to 75K on the 4-hour breakout, hit point of control, pull back, hit value area high, accumulate above value area high, breakout, accumulate above value area high, touch multiple times, breakthrough for liquidity, liquidity touch 1, liquidity touch 2, hit the trend line, breakout. It seems that we're making that same very similar pattern. This is a bigger pattern of this. This is a smaller, bigger pattern of this. And so if we take a look at it from that perspective, we got the bounce there, we got the bounce there, right? We broke out to new highs off of it. We pulled back to retest this level here, damn near on the dot. We had 111,900, and we're going up again. So what can we expect just looking at the fractals? Let's take a fractal pull. All right. So I guess we'll just go from that high to pre-breakout, right? We place this right over the chart. And so now you'll start to get an idea of what's going to happen in the future. Let's see. We're going to go see right there. Okay, so what ends up happening? Well, we got to break out from there. So we could say something like that, right? We got the little, where's the similarities? Okay, let's try this. Not gonna be exact, but from where we're taking a look at here, we can go right here, right? Okay, something very similar. Pull up, pull down. We get consolidation there. Probably the same little hook here. We've got higher lows instead of lower highs. We want to touch that trend line. We didn't touch the trend line here, so we're getting a real touch of the trend line. If you bought right at the value area high, then you're good. 100, what's the low? 115,000, about 400. And we're currently sitting at the current price on this candle in the 4-hour. Current price 116,500. And while I'm sitting here teaching everybody, I need to be jumping into a long like I promised I would. Actually, current price, why is it showing that? Let's take a closer look. 100, current price 115,600, 115,000, low 115,380. Anyways, so we touched this trend line. That's ideally where you would want it to get in at. We talked about it the in the Discord group. We were looking somewhere around 100, between 115,000 and 114,700. We're still looking for that, or 800. We're still looking for that that low, we want a swing fail pattern down to this level to show that we're not really interested in that pattern. We just want to hit this. We do want to grab liquidity at this level, right? The liquidity touch, we broke under the value area low. Let's get rid of some stuff. So this is the local level, why I marked it out as the local value area high, point and control local value area low. We want to bounce from the local point of control. Obviously, we touched the trend line, and we'd like to bounce up from there. What do we do to double check that we bounce from that level? We want to zoom in. We're on the 12 minute. Let's see what the 1 minute's looking like. All right, so 1 minute showing that we're hitting this. Let's not pay too much attention to this value area low price or line. We're hitting this. It's an invisible trend line. I made it myself. Don't worry too much about it. Ideally, you'd want to see some protection, some volume coming in from there. But we are on a U.S. weekend. U.S. money is not going to start coming in until 6:30 tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time tomorrow. So, what can we expect to happen up until that point? We can't look at the 1 minute yet because we are not sitting on one of our pre-designed levels. Now, are we getting, so I'm on the 1 minute, are we getting some movement from this trend line? Could we get a bounce from here to say the previous value area low, which is ideally where we would have wanted to come back up, or which ideally we wanted to have bounced from anyways? You could have had these levels marked out 115,800 and taken this all the way up into the red dot on the market cipher, being how you would have taken that as you see this little green trigger wave that shows, oh, we're making a higher low on, or a higher high on the momentum wave, and we're breaking through the red volume profile, or excuse me, the red volume money flow wave, broken through the red money flow wave, and we made a new, we broke through the zero level of the VWAP as well. You could have easily taken, this would have taken you, got the trigger wave, boom, bounce, lower high pricing, higher low momentum wave. That's where you get in. It's a bullish divergence that's not showing, maybe 3 minute. Boom, boom, still not showing. I mean, I don't think we would have saw it past, let's see, 15 second, I'm pretty sure. Right there, 15 second shows the bullish divergence on the trigger wave. We go back to the 1 minute, and we broke through the VWAP to the top, and you could have taken a nice little profit off of that level. So what do we do at this level? I show this in many videos. I'll try to post it in this video as well on how to take advantage of these quick 2 minute possible, well, what did this turn out to be? 5 or 6 minute mega profit. You set a nice strong investment, put a nice investment at this level, and you probably would have wanted to set your stop loss down to this local value area high level, and then you ride it up into the next red dot, right? And what we would do is we take our fixed range volume profile from this level down to the bottom of that level, and you would have said, oh, I'm going to take it up to this value area high at 116,069, leaving yourself some space, obviously, to get out. Right, so you could have made a nice little profit depending on your leverage. Say from here to here, 10x would have been 2%, depending on how much you have in this trade, right? So right now we're getting a little bounce from this trend line, this invisible trend line that I've created. It is an important level because if you're marking the trend line out properly, right? If you're marking it out properly from this bottom, right here, trend line bottom, higher highs to this bottom to here, it is an important level since we did not touch right here as well. You could take this level, or you could wait for this near 786 level to be hit. This is still the local point of control that we're looking to for a nice little extra liquidity grab down lower. And how do we do that? How do we get the local um, point of control? This little section here is typically where you can eyeball that there's going to be a, a local level of support somewhere, but to get the exact levels of support, you take from, I mean, it's already there for you, previous value area low, the start of that. You can take this red candle there, and then you come on over to before the breakout, either before the breakout happens, or you can come all the way over here where we get the retest, right? And you should pretty much get something very similar to what we had here. I marked them out as a local value area high, local point of control, and local, I mean, we can go down there, I guess. We got the retest, that's fine. Local value area low. And so ideally, right now, we're attempting to um, bounce. I mean, ideally, we're attempting to bounce off this 115,570 level. And if we take a look at market cipher B, it shows this is the 4-hour. If we zoom in a little bit, the 12 minutes trying to show a green dot coming up. We're not seeing any bullish divergences from this structure to this structure. If we go to the 24 to zoom in to get more clarity, you can see that we're not getting a bullish divergence. There are a few traders I see that like to call this there's another bearish indicator. They like to call this the crab hand from here, Mr. Crab's hand. You get a lower high on the momentum waves with green dots, and you could get a move up from there. Those are very difficult to play. You don't, I mean, I would just wait for an obvious bullish divergence like this one to this one, consolidation, breakout, retest, value area low, and then breakout again. Those are the ones you want to play into. This one's very difficult to play into. You'd have to zoom in. You then want to go to lower time frames to see if you're getting any bullish divergences here as well. So we got the little rejection right there on the 3-minute. We did not break through with the momentum wave. We did not break through. We actually got rejected by the momentum wave. It's the first time I've ever said that, because it's the first time I've ever looked for something like that. We got a breakthrough from here to here, right? And you could have played that red dot, sold, and watched it free fall from there. Here we got rejected. We got a green dot while we got money flow potentially coming back up. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take a chance. But how do you take a chance? You take a chance here and you set your low. You set your stop loss a little bit lower than this 115,377. So let's set that up on our trade. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to jump into a very small account that we're trying to build up. Probably should have jumped out of that pump trade or put a stop loss on it, but this is my pump account just for pump only. But I do come into my smaller accounts when I have a good idea of what's going to happen with the trade. We're taking a chance here, as we said before, as we were. Oh, that's not. We're taking a chance from this level here. What we're going to do is we're going to set our stop loss down to 115,000. You got to give yourself some space. 115,300. We'll say 300, and we enter in at 115,000, and we have somewhat of a discrepancy in pricing. So that usually means, if we come up here, that usually means the funding rate will probably turn negative eventually. So we're going to jump in at this level. If we take a look at, if you're going into BloFin, the referral link is in the description below. All right, we take a look at the 1 minute. We do actually have the volume, the fixed range volume profile. We're going to go from here to the bottom of here, and we got our point of control, 115,350, and on BloFin looks like we have 115,212 as the low. So we're going to set that as the low, and we're going to take a chance from here. Our next target, very quick target, will be the previous value area low at 115,800. We'll set it to 115,750. We're going to click on market. We're going to jump in heavy because we know, let's see, we'll do more right there. We know that we have a stop loss in, and we're trying to take the most risk at the lowest level. That's how you make a lot of money in day trading. The risk to reward will be very very, very high from this level. 115,000, we're going to say 200 as the low, and then we're going to enter in on a market long from right there. Okay. We could have set the take profit level. We'll come into here, show you how to do that. It costs $1.25 to jump into this trade. Again, it's a very small account, $132. We're trying to grow this account with nice solid trades like this. So we're going to go over to take profit, click on the little edit button. We're going to add. We want to do, okay, take profit 115,000. We're going to try 800. That'd be $5 total. But we're going to take 80% off it just to show the trade. Confirm, and then we're going to let this ride out and see if we can get to that level. Now, while that's working out, actually, what is our? We're going to go back into stop loss. We're going to see what our how much we would lose. We would lose $5.40. So what we can do is we're going to jump in a little bit more. And our liquidation price on a long is 110,000, but since we have a stop loss, we're not worried about it. So what we're going to do, unclick, take profit, buy long, enter in a little bit more, and then we are going to check it. Now we are going to close out of this one. We're going to cancel that one. We're going to go back into add, and then we're going to set the stop loss to there. We lose $6.92. That's a, I mean, compared to how much this account has, it has $134, $136 into it. Losing $7 out of it, it's 0.22%, right? We're good on that. If it goes higher than where we're taking, 80% profit at up here, then that's how you capture a lot of value. Okay, so what do? We're going to go back to the chart, take a look at what the possibilities are. Let's see. I mean, we're on the 3 minute. Let's see what's going on with the 1 minute. We would have wanted to see a much sharper move up from this level. We are actually getting, there are no divergences happening here, but we are getting, okay, we got a little clip up. We got a green dot. We got a little fake out breakdown, and money flow is continuing to rise from here. Now what you're going to realize is at these levels, at these high levels, you want to create as much liquidity as possible in a short amount of time, and that's what the market makers are here to do. They don't want everybody to jump. They didn't want everybody to jump in at 112K, which a lot of people weren't ready for. They didn't want a lot of people jumping in at 112K and just riding it up to 166,000, which is the first major level I'm looking to take profit at in this Bitcoin bull market. So you have to do a lot of shaking and moving around. So right now we have a nice little sharp move up on the momentum wave right there from blue to white, where it looked like we were about to clip over, fall over dead. We have money flow rising up. Ultimately, we want to get to the point. That's a nice little breakout of that white area. That's what you want to see in the direction that you're trading. We're trading long. Money flow coming up. First thing, we got the green dot again, and then we got a breakthrough of the momentum wave into the yellow VWAP area, and then from the yellow VWAP area, we got a break out through there again. So now to take a little scalp, we're looking for a red dot again, like we could have taken here from this level here. You got a trigger wave and then a breakout into it, and now we're looking kind of for the same thing. This white area being as thick as it is there, we're looking for we want to look for a higher high. Yes, it can turn back around. This is only on the 1 minute chart, but when you see breakouts like this on any chart, on any time frame, this is what you want to see. This is what you want to take advantage of, and money flow continues to rise up. We want to get it to green, As we get to green, we go up on the time frames as well, and then we're going to ultimately, what are we at right now? Ultimately, we want to see a breakthrough from this. You can see over here, we want to see a breakthrough right here at this 30, what is that, 32 level as well into, and you want to see the momentum wave break into the 0 level on the VWAP, because here we got a breakdown. We got the red rejection breakdown, right? It's a lot like Ikamuku Cloud for those people that use that. All right, so we zoom back out. 3 minutes still looking good, looking strong. We're barely at the 60. Oh, very well. Okay, we're overextended right now on the 3 minute, but that's fine. Okay, we're at 115,668. This is the Coinbase chart, slightly different from the BloFin chart, but now we're going back to take a look at. We'll go to the 12 minute, get a better idea of what we're looking for. We're going to mark out this zone. We want to take a look at the next zone, the break from the first breakdown, and then the second breakdown, the start of it to the end of it. And that's where we find our, if we do happen to break above the previous value area low, our first take profit level. Now we can take a look at, we're going to remove Fibonacci's right now. Ideally, we're going to want to pull up all the way back to this level. So what do we do from here? So we're going to mark this off. Right, 117,000. You probably just want to take profit at 116,950 or so. We would want to see a knock on this door here, and then a pullback. Ultimately, what my eyes see from here when we are trying to break back into certain levels, and certain levels, ultimately we want to come back up to this previous point of control. So we ultimately want to come from this local value area high and this previous point of control level. We want to come all the way back up to the previous point, or previous value area low. We want to come all the way from value area low to the point of control again, ultimately, and that seems to land us right near this point of control on this previous structure as well. So as price is rising, you want to see where we get confluence on from the previous structure. So right now we're just focusing on this level here from the first breakdown to the second breakdown. All right, so what do we do from here? We can go back into, we can go back into the 1 minute. I don't know why we don't have that marked out. That's weird. So we should have had this marked out from here to there, and that tells you where the next area of take profit is, 115,800. We're assuming that we're going to get there on the 1 minute chart. It is clipping over. Money flow is still coming up. That is the most important indicator that we are looking at right now. Yes, the yellow VWAP is pulling down. We got the red dot because the yellow VWAP is below the 0 level. But the money coming back in at this level is the most important indicator, because the 1 minute can flip around. All the other indicators, the momentum wave, the VWAP, it can jump around all back and forth because it's such a low time frame. When the volume's coming back into this market, then you're going to start to see momentum waves breaking through the money flow, breaking through the VWAP and breakouts, and you're going to see some bounces around here, hopefully higher lows. So we're not too worried about the red dot right now. We have the RSI pulling down as well. But ultimately, we're watching this. We're watching the money flow. Yeah, we're getting a curl down again, but we want to see a higher low from this level, right? Okay, so, and from here, we're also watching to make sure we stay above this 115,460 level on this point of control. As we get to this level, we'll want to watch the money flow, and we'll want to watch the momentum wave as it's market cipher B as we're getting to that level. So we're going to let this go a little bit and see where it goes from here. If you're unsure, you want to set your stop loss a little bit below the point of control, just to stay positive on this trade, right? So going back to what we were looking for, clean this up. We're going to take the fixed volume fixed range volume profile from the breakdown, and we're going to take it all the way to the bottom again. All right, and now we have some confluence running between the value area high of the very bottom of this trade to the value area low of this range here. All right, so we got some confluence there, and that's where the previous value area low is sitting as well. So we got some confluence there. So that's going to serve as you can see there, that's going to serve as a level of resistance. That'll be 117,700. So if we do continue a bounce from here, that's going to be our next level. Even if we pull back lower to the local point of control or even the local value area low, that's going to be the next hard resistance at 117,700 or so. So we're going to leave it at that for this trade. Ultimately, we don't want to go any lower than the point of control, honestly, at 114,900-ish, 800-ish. We want to bounce up out of this. Now, if the market makers want to get maximum liquidity out of this range, out of this range here, then they're going to want it to go all the way down to somewhere around 113,100. So keep that in mind when you're trying to scalp this trade. If we do get to that level, that is a level we're looking for. If we pull out the Fibonacci's again to see if we have any more confluence, pull it all the way down to this level, to the very bottom again, right? Then we have some confluence with the 886. We don't want to go any lower than the 886. That's just not good. If we come down to the 886, hard resistance at 117,700, and we'll probably end up going lower. What does lower look like? We'll try the 4-hour. We would have to pull Fibonacci's all the way down to here just to get an idea of where we could possibly go down to the bottom of that range. You're looking at golden pocket at 108,300. You want a nice bounce off of there. You want to make sure you get into this trade. We get a swing fail pattern. We hit that exactly. You're trying to jump in at 108,000. You're setting a limit buy order at 108,300. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so we're struggling on this trade. Again, the point of control here is 115,350, and it looks like we're struggling to stay above that. Right now, we have our stop loss in at 115,200. All right. So what are we going to do if that breaks down and we get, we lose about $9 on this trade? We're going to go back into, actually, we're going to set our new level at, what was the level we wanted to come back to? The local point of control is the first level we want to hit. We'll just say 115,000 just to be sure. All right, so we're going to come up here, hit trigger, make sure we're on trigger price 115,000. That is the point of control we want to set. I'm going to jump in heavy right there. Our stop loss is going to end up being, we want to bounce there, but our stop loss is going to be a little bit lower than that. We'll say 100. Let's see, point of control. We're going to say it's going to be 114,600 as our stop loss. If we go any lower than that, then we'll have to be ready for to buy into the $113,000 trade. All right, so take profit just in case we get there. We're going to do 500. Right, only $14, but we're just showing this as an example, right? So trigger price set, buy long, confirm, okay? Now we have that set in case we do break down from this 115,212 low. All right, so we're going to leave it at that for Bitcoin. And now we're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin dominance to see what's going on here. And at the same time, we are on the daily, yeah, we have a green dot. We have um, we have a bullish divergence playing out as well. That would indicate that we are ready for a bounce, but the money flow is horrific on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin dominance showing how much, pretty much an altcoin indicator to tell us if we're going into an alt season, which we do want to see Bitcoin go low, and we want to see it struggle a little bit and go sideways, which it seems like Ethereum and a lot of other tokens are taking advantage of this. Yeah, Ethereum pulled back itself, but ultimately we're still bullish, and we'd like to hit this 4,080 level before we bounce, worst case. But right here we're starting to show signs of pulling up. So let's look at the lower time frames, and even the 12 hours showing some signs of rising from here, the stochastic and RSI. Stochastic bouncing, RSI wants to bounce. We got three higher lows, three higher highs on the green dots on the momentum wave as well. 8 hours probably even better, as you can see, better indication of a bounce. 6 hour, not so much. We're showing continuation down, but we got a green dot. I don't think that is going to last very long. We continue to go down. We did get 4 hour is showing some signs of scooping up. We got some higher lows on the green, on the momentum waves, and the green dots, the red dots. Ideally, you would want to look for a breakout above. You want to see a red. You wouldn't want to see a red dot any lower than where these two are currently at. We come to the 1 hour. Nice little spike up. Money flow, scoop, scoop, scoop. Higher lows on money flow. So ultimately, and you can see on the chart, we're getting some accumulation under this trend line. Ultimately, we want to come up to the 60 level, and then we want to see a rejection. But what I'm seeing on the 1 hour, we're 1 hour money flow or momentum wave, we're trying to get a higher high on the red dot here. We go to 2 hour to get some more clarity, so we don't have so many red dots. And 2 hour, you end up wanting to see a breakthrough here and a higher low on that. This is for Bitcoin maxis and people who are just trading Bitcoin. If you're not just trading Bitcoin, you want to see a lower low. We pull this over from an old range before we break down, right? You can even do the retest right there. And that's where your value, you want to see a rejection from the 61 level on Bitcoin dominance. DXY is accumulating in this area, getting a breakdown from there, but price action isn't showing. It's not looking too bad right now. Ultimately, we pull this. Oh, yeah, we can keep that there. We hit above the point of control. Now we're looking to stay above this 97 level here. We want to see a bounce from there. Not looking too good on the daily, but we go to the 4 hour on the DXY. DXY and the Bitcoin dominance chart seem to go. They're directly correlated. When DXY goes down, Bitcoin dominance goes up, and vice versa. If we're altcoin season guy, you want to see a continued bounce from here, where the dollar is going to get stronger, right? So we want to see an accumulation. We want to see a bounce by tomorrow. We want to see what we want to see a bounce from there. We got higher lows on the 4 hour. So money flow flat. 1 hour trying to come up. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. This week could be a long week for trying to get back into the green for the market. All right. So we're still playing this trend line, and we'll see how it looks in the morning to see if we can get any more moves up. ETH BTC alt season indicator. We're retesting a major trend line. Right, there's the trend line. Okay, that's fine. Retest the trend line. What are we looking at for the daily? We got a bearish divergence money flow. Looks like it is pulling back. That's not what I wanted to do. Money flow looks like it's pulling back slightly. on ETH BTC. We want to see more Ethereum, just like how the institutions are doing. They're jumping from Bitcoin to Ethereum because they believe Ethereum has a much higher ceiling exponentially than Bitcoin does. Bitcoin could have at most a 3x from here, while Ethereum probably has a 5x plus. So they're converting their Bitcoin into Ethereum, and it seems like they're doing it intentionally. So money flow looks interesting. We're going to see how it looks tomorrow. We're getting a breakdown from the 1 hour. We pull the the fixed range profile from here to there, top to bottom. We're battling with this level. We're going to set an alert. We're not really going to set limit levels, right? We're on ETH USD. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. And worst case, we want to see nothing lower than 3,900 ETH BTC. We probably have something very similar going on here from breakout to top, right? You have this going on where you go back to the major pivot point 0.03. We can zoom in on the 1 hour, look at more local levels to see what's going on. Let's clean this up a little bit. We look at the last level breakout to top. That's that's not gonna work. We're gonna have to come all the way down, and we're looking at worst case. We're coming back all the way back to this level, and we can also mark out this local range here as well. We're gonna say basically from here to here, right before the breakout, and we don't want to come anywhere. We want to bounce from the 0.36 level to stay bullish. And worst case, we have some confluence between these two levels at the 0.36 level. So with that picture painted, it looks like Bitcoin dominance um, could rally tomorrow. We don't want to see it go any higher than this 61% before we break down and continue down under the trend line. Ideally, we want to see it just continue down from this value area low at 60.26. So we're going to leave it at that. We're going to see how this trend line is going to resolve tomorrow, and we'll talk about that early in the morning. All right. Thanks for watching, and hope that helped. Talk to you later.